Welcome to Amateur Radio with N4MQU. Today's video is about my first activations, including the not totally successful. My first activation was camping at Staunton River State Park with my friend Domingo, KE4NKY, and he was showing me the ropes. That was my first activation. And I didn't even wasn't even registered with POTA at the time. And when I registered, I already had several awards, so that really made me happy. So Domingo and I decided to go up to Virginia and activate the park. And we camped, so we had a few meals there. Domingo's an excellent cook, so anyway, we were well fed. And that was me cooking, although you can't see the picture of the food there on there. And it was on a dark sky observing site, so that was through my astronomy hobby with that. And I did a little bit of astronomy, but didn't get very good results. This was before my sea star anyway, but I still had a good time having the astronomy and ham radio together. The second activation was at the Flower Nature Preserve in Middlesex, North Carolina, which was near my town that I lived in at the time, in Wendell. And my friend N4AED, he took me out, and he has a radio in his car, and we used his radio, and we did a twofer, and so that's us talking on the radio. And so, again, that was a learning experience, and I was with somebody at that time. And we learned something. Follow the rules about the closing hours. That's I guess a Ranger truck, and they were there letting us out after we got there after the hours, after they closed. So check your operating hours very closely. And welcome to West Virginia. We did attempt to do a West Virginia activation. A friend of mine, and unfortunately we were less than successful. We went to the Monongahela National Forest in West Virginia, which is near Greenbank. My friend's a professional astronomer, and he was doing work with them at the time. And that's also at the Greenbank Observatory. And that's a bench put in honor for my friend Rick Newman, who was a ham, and he died unfortunately way too early. So that bench was put there in memory of him, and that's Rick Newman. So his passing. So that's a real nice tribute for him. He was really into astronomy and radio astronomy and ham radio. And that was the contacts. Unfortunately, I miscounted, and I only got 9 contacts. In fact, that doesn't show the whole 9. But anyway, just be careful with your contacts. Make sure you get the 10 you need. And I was doing this on paper at the time. And my first solo event was at Bush Mill in Virginia. I forgot the exact name. But I really like this picture of the way the sun rays come in. And but there we go, Bushmill Stream Natural Area Preserve. And that's open sunrise to sunset, so you really have to be careful. And read the rules. There's nothing about ham radio not being permitted. And our other trip to Raven Rock, I guess, and that was Domingo again, and we had set up our tents, and anyway, we did another activation, and he was using a vertical antenna. And again, I was using his radio. Of course, by that time, I had used my own personal radio at an activation. And Domingo's an excellent cook, so we had his, I forgot what that was, but anyway, it was good. And that's his vertical antenna he set up. And my first North Carolina activation was at the Flower Hill Nature Preserve. It's funny what you forget. Anyway, it's nothing much to that park. Very quiet, and I wish people would adopt it, and the people hams in the area would adopt it. and go out there sometime. And that's a car, I still use that car today. That's a 2014 Ford Flex. And that was my log sheet from that day. Okay, the one thing I didn't plan is my lunch, but that's okay. I'll go to Burger King and grab my lunch. I made the 11 contacts today. And just try to pack your things up nice so you have it ready for the next time. In my case, I use the same station I have for POTA I use for my home station, so I can do that. That's the radio equipment in that case, and the antenna there. I could carry it. I could carry my whole setup, maybe a mile. And there's the tuner. So I could carry it, everything I need to activate a park or whatever I'm doing. So get ready for next time. Thank you. It's not very pretty. I have to improve on the setup here, but made my 11 contacts. And now I'm packing up. You should always try to pack up your stuff neatly as much as you can. And when you leave, you can make sure your site is clean. That's my setup today. I know it's not very pretty, but it's mine. All paid for. Here's the park, Flower Hill. And let me go up here. You can work all modes, just you can't use a repeater. All bands. And this was winter field day. This is a park in Johnson County. There's a little entrance sign. Had a good work. Kansas was the farthest park, I think. So I feel good about that. Had a little trouble at the beginning, but finally things straightened up. Somebody else is here, that's okay. So, hope to work this park 20 times and get the Repeat Offender Activator Award. So, I want to do it within a month. I'd love to do it in February. That'd be a good goal. So we'll see what happens. Thank you.